What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you, a video that I'm sure will garner mixed reaction and emotion, more than likely, from the community. I want to thank Canuck Play for letting me share these images. A lot of companies would not allow things like this to see the light of day. What I'm going to share with you in this video is images and mock-ups that they presented to the XFL in hopes of getting the XFL license. The discussions between Canuck Play and the XFL actually go back to August of 2019 before they had any players signed. That'll be relevant in just a moment. But essentially, the XFL wanted to revisit this after the first season, and you can only imagine, based on fan interest and support, decide whether or not they wanted to lend their likeness to a video game. And although we'll never know truly what the end result of that could have been, I think as fans we all know the support for the XFL most certainly was there, and this is something that could have seriously became a reality. When you look at some of these images, not different than what we see now, just obviously your traditional Play Now screen, except the logos of the St. Louis Battlehawks and what was my hometown Washington, D.C. Defenders. From there, you go over to the customized screen where you see the LA logo on the helmet. One of the big selling points of Maximum Football was the customization, and obviously you can see here, although these logos weren't made in-game, users would have the ability to create and customize the logos as they see fit. Moving into the game itself, the mock-up shows a very similar entrance to the stadium. However, you see the DC Defenders and the Houston Roughnecks there with the XFL logo prominently in the middle. And then moving forward to the key players, I love the layout here, where we talked about they didn't know who the players were going to be. Landry Jones there shown as the quarterback with the obviously actual image, as well as the stats being tied in, and then going through the key players for the game. I think that's a great touch, and even though it's not going to be something that has the XFL in it now, hopefully they can build on this going forward with their own game. Moving forward, you take a look at how this was brought into the user interface during gameplay. Landry Jones there shown down at the bottom. Nice little fade on the stat line, and then obviously tying the logos into the bottom where you see the scores and the league depicted. So with that said, you look at this and you understand what honestly, seriously could have been with this game. And I think if you go back and as we look at this final image, you'll remember that I asked you guys, write to the XFL, let them know you're interested in a video game in the marketplace. And I think those are things that honestly could have been the final selling point for them. Had they stayed in business, had things not taken the turn, really only from an economic standpoint in terms of society. I mean, this is kind of a once-in-a-lifetime event that we've been going through that ultimately sealed the fate of this league. And to that point, I know there's a lot of discussion right now with what's going on between Vince McMahon and Oliver Luck, where the league may still be for sale. So I don't want to say that, there's never going to be a probability of this again, but I think all of us being realistic understand that 2 failed attempts at a league will most likely be the end of any faith a consumer has in it, and that tying it to any brand now may actually have a negative impact. However, that's just my opinion. Other opinions may differ. And I will say that had this game been able to secure the XFL license, it would have been a monumental step for the community. It probably would have exposed a lot of people to the game that may otherwise not have seen it, and certainly would have been something that everyone in our community would have welcomed and appreciated, but does not happen without the tireless work that everyone over at Canuck Play has put into trying to make this game the best it is and trying to take advantage of every opportunity presented to them. So if nothing else, even though there may be some disappointment that the XFL ultimately never came to a position to sign an agreement with Canuck Play and bring this game to the market, it doesn't deter us to know that they are continuing to work just as hard on this product without the XFL being involved in making the best game they can for us as a community, which thankfully we still have the ability to go support. So with that said, I would really love to know what you guys think about this. I appreciate you taking time to check out this video, and I will be back in the week with more commentary.